All right, guys, so the kit that I got from Holley is the 550917T. That's the truck harness, and it says for early trucks. And one thing about this system versus the other ones is that it doesn't come with the little handheld computer. When I was purchasing it, that was a pretty large discount that I was able to save. I think almost like $300 or $400 getting the version without the computer. So just keep that in mind when you're shopping. Maybe the version without the computer will work for you because you're either going to go with the Bluetooth module or you're going to be using like one of the larger screens. So I went with the truck version. It didn't have the little screen, but that worked out fine for me because I plan on using either a Bluetooth module or just getting the screen, whichever one I feel is going to be more cost effective when it's time to order that. So let me get into this box so I can show you guys what's in it. All right, so the first thing is going to be the instruction manual. It's very detailed and it's super simple to use. I want to say this is one of the easiest instruction manuals that I've ever used on a car. So definitely shout out to Holley for great instructions. The main power harness for the computer. Let me open this up. So this right here is where it's going to plug into the computer. This is a fuse already on it. So that's really nice to have. I've definitely had one shorted out and this saved my whole computer. So this is really great that they already have one on there for you. And then these two ends right here is going to be a ground and a power that go directly to the battery. The next thing is going to be the computer. Comes nice and safe in this foam. So all the connectors are going to go right here. You have different mounting points here, and I'm going to find like a universal bracket to get this mounted up safely. But that's a computer. I believe this one is smaller. I may be wrong, but this one seems pretty small. Good size though. So this right here is going to be the main harness. All of this is just different plugs, and I'll show you when I get to connecting them underneath the hood. All of this goes underneath the hood. This part goes down to the starter area. And then we have some plugs. This one's for your input outputs. I've already labeled these two wires. This one's for the chassis ground, and this one is the 12-volt starter ignition, and this one just has to have power while it's cranking after the key is turned on, and then once you stop cranking it still has to have that 12 volt until it's turned off. And then on this other end you're going to have your green fuel pump output. So this is going to go to the relay. You have your tachometer, which I'm not going to be using because there's going to be one built into the Holley screen that I get. And then you have your 12 volt. So this one's got to go to the battery as well. This is a 12 volt constant. And that's going to be the main setup for the main harness. All right, so this one's going to be the transmission harness. This plugs into the transmission. This is the VSS that also goes into the transmission. This plug here goes into the computer, and then you have a relay and another fuse built into it as well. These right here, I have them labeled. You have a red and a white, and this one is for switch power. This is another one that's going to be while cranking, 12 volts, but you do not want to wire this one in with the other one. So just keep a note of that. You're going to need two 12 volt cranking signals coming from the truck. All right, so this one is going to be the solid red, and this one is going to go to the battery. This is trans power, 12 volt. This one is for your brake switch input. So this one goes to the brake switch, and then you have a ground. So this one's always just going to be black, like every other black is going to be for a good chassis ground somewhere. So that's going to complete the transmission harness. This harness here is going to be your fuel injector harness. So each side of the harness goes to one side of the bank or the fuel rail, and then this one plugs up to the main harness in the back. This is your inputs and outputs harness, and I have two labeled here already for the two that I'm going to be using initially, and this is going to be one for each fan. You wire these to the relays, and then you can actually tune in the fans to when you want them to click on and off inside of the Holley software. So this is really cool. This is the CAN bus harness. So this is the one where you would either plug this in. Oh, this one you would use for like connecting a laptop computer or some type of tablet. You would just use this part to go into the harness. Let me open it up so you can see. This part right here is what's going to go into the harness. And then this part right here is what's going to go into either a tablet or a laptop computer. And you can actually use this, and you will need this for tuning if you wanted to connect the computer to tune it, or if you wanted to run like a tablet dash, you would need this type of connector. We have our O2 sensor, so it comes with one O2 sensor, and this will be enough to run this type of setup. If you wanted to add a second one, I believe you can, but do not quote me on that. All right, so lastly, you're going to have your map sensor extension. So you don't have to use this, but if you do need to relocate your map sensor, it comes with an extension. And then this is your some different map sensor fittings, depending on if you're going to run one with a hose versus running an electronic one. And then it has the bong for you to weld in for your O2 sensor right here. So it's a very complete pack, and I believe that's it. Your warranty, definitely sign up for your warranty, and then a good old sticker to make you feel good. So I'm gonna get this put on my toolbox. But yeah, I think everything is, at least I know everything is here. I'm happy that I'm able to use a Holley. This is going to be my second time using a Holley. The first time went very smooth, and it was very simple. I didn't have to do any extra like cutting or trying to figure out a repinning of anything. So that's why I kind of just stick with the Holley. My dad was a Holley carburetor guy, and so he was always like Holley, 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 Holley. So now I'm the next generation. I'm going to be the Holley computer guy. So here we go. Let's go ahead and get this one installed.